Hey, what's up, everyone? Dragon back again with another edition of the Kaiju Commentary. And today we are watching the epic return of the King of the Monsters themselves in the 2014 iteration of Godzilla. Now, when you see the legendary logo start forming on your screen, that is your cue to start listening to us. We're going to kick things off in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome to another edition of the Kaiju Commentary. Today we are watching the 2014 Godzilla, the first film in Legendary's Monsterverse.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo, woohoo, woo.
And what a lot of people kind of consider the kind of what really brought kaiju films back to the forefront. For despite Pacific Rim beating it out by a year, this film did a lot better and was, as a whole, very well received. Even though people do have some gripe about this film, and that is that they don't feel it showed Godzilla enough, which I agree with to some degree. I think there is a point in this film where they do some cutaways where I don't think they should, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Meanwhile, this.
Yeah.
I see boats.
Exciting.
And I like how here they're establishing Godzilla in 1954. Whereas even though in 54 he didn't attack Japan, they are explaining that we did first encounter Godzilla in 1954. So it's kind of a cool homage to like the first film.
Did you like this movie or Pacific Rim better?
Honestly, this is gonna sound like such a cop-out answer. I don't really. They're different. When I'm in the mood to watch Pacific Rim, I'm not in the mood to watch this movie. And when you see it, you'll get why. But on the flip side, when I'm in the mood to watch this movie, I'm not in the mood to watch Pacific Rim. This movie is very.
They're just very different.
It's very
different.
gritty
Okay.
and grounded in reality.
Okay.
Which is funny because we just saw the trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters, and it looks way more Pacific Rim, which is fine. But yeah, they're very different movies, despite being by the same studio.
What's
happening?
that?
So I love how they're explaining the height. You know, they're basically using the hydrogen bomb to try to kill Godzilla. So Godzilla took a hydrogen bomb point blank to the face. Okay.
He's dead now, right?
It just says the end. Oh, well. No, yeah, okay.
Shortest commentary ever.
I like how they do this little bit coming up where it looks like the ash raining down. But in actuality, I thought it was a cool transition. I don't know Gareth Edwards, who, if the name sounds familiar, he was the guy who directed the first Monsters, but he said this is his Jurassic Park shot. Like the helicopter flying to like the tropical island. So you have not seen this one, right, Alex?
No, I've been waiting for now.
Have you seen any of the MonsterVerse? Well, any of the MonsterVerse films at this time. There's only 2. Have you seen Skull Island?
No.
Okay.
Is Skull Island the one?
It's the one with King Kong.
King Kong.
It came after this movie, but it takes place before this movie. It takes place in the 70s. So chronologically speaking, I guess if you guys wanted to watch it now, chronologically, you would watch Skull Island first, then this movie.
Yeah.
Although,
These are all in the same timeline.
yeah, they're the same universe. Even though in Skull Island they basically kind of explained, well, in this movie they explained the reason why Monarch was even formed was to track Godzilla. So when they go looking for, Skull Island,
They don't have some stupid name? Like G-Graspers or Force Whisperers or something? That's really disappointing.
I mean, Monarch, that's their name. I know it's no G-Grasper. They're not grasping at G's.
But maybe they should.
Maybe they should.
That's really disappointing.
I would say call them G-Unit, but I hear that's taken.
They could still do
They
it.
can still do. Get 50 to sign off on. 50 is like, just let me be in the movie.
Right?
And I'll just let me be in a Godzilla movie, and I'll let you call it G-Unit. Have the whole G-Unit have a cameo in
Please
the movie.
no. I'm okay without that.
I don't know, hey man, 50's breaking into movies. It could happen.
Is he?
Yeah, no, he's been in some movies.
But
I was-
why?
Oh, because someone's willing to pay him to be in a movie, which that's the only reason I need. So I love right here, like they basically right now they haven't been able to kind of find any living kaiju, so they're, I guess I should call them titans now that they're.
I know, they've established that.
That's what they're calling this continuity. Although right here they're still called Mutos, which is considered a massive unidentified terrestrial organism. But now that they're no longer classified, they're called titans. I love this right here.
Titans.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's fitting. Ken Watanabe and Sally Hawkins, and they are coming back in the second film, which I'm happy about. Because I didn't feel they got enough of a presence in this movie, but they are probably two of my favorite characters in the movie, just because they literally have...
The thing's massive.
I know. And it was always kind of implying, some people were saying, is this supposed to be another Godzilla? But based on what they're kind of showing now for the newer movies, how many more of these titans there are.
It's going to just be...
Yeah, now it's because they never specified that it's, him or one of them. They're basically kind of saying now it's probably just another giant one. Spores!
It's always spores.
See, it's almost a spore. Spores always causing shit, man. Put spores in these damn movies and everybody gets fucked up. Uh-oh.
It was a helicopter. No.
But, I like how right away they're establishing these things they can gestate for thousands or millions of years. Like, that's how long lasting these creatures are. And it's almost kind of been hinted at some of them might be immortal. Like, they can be killed, but unless they are killed, they will, not die of old age. I don't know. They don't really specify, but again, these things have gestation periods.
Fucking live for a long time.
I mean, unless
So
it's
they
one of
seem immortal. I don't know.
or it could be one of those things where, in theory, they're immortal, but realistically, they're constantly battling each other, so they will kill themselves. But if some way, somehow left unchecked, that they would be, undying, which is kind of a cool way to think about it. It makes them more godlike in that sense.
No, I want to stay with the scientists.
Yeah.
Don't give me plot and story. I want
Get,
to go back to
get used to this feeling. This was kind of the issue a lot of people have with this movie, is that it doesn't really necessarily stick with the characters you necessarily want to be with. The people with the cool jobs, semi-monsters. Again, I give this movie a lot more leniency than I think some other people did, but you'll kind of get what a lot of the griping was about in this movie. When you see Godzilla, he is Godzilla through and through. The problem is they kind of hold him back a lot. And at first it's cool the way it builds suspense, but later on it does get like, okay, let's get this going. But when it does deliver, the movie definitely delivers. And I think that's why people were still wanting for a sequel. It's because they were just kind of like, okay, that was cool.
Not enough kaiju.
Yeah, but what you do get is like fantastic. Ooh. Yep, Bryan Cranston.
He looks so different with hair.
Well, let's be. Oh, yes.
He looks so nice with hair.
I know.
So much less I'm gonna kill you with hair.
Also, that's a nice
my name.
house. Now I live.
I'm the one who knocks.
I'm trying to remember the actress' name here. I'm familiar with her. She's a French actress, so naturally, all French people know each other. By the way, folks, it's just like genetic,
like
clearly how that works.
hive mind. But a lot of people were saying, she has kind of a short role in this movie, which, if you've seen the trailers, it's not really a spoiler. But people were saying, like,
whoa. What are you saying? She's not going to make it. I'm getting really attached to her.
Oh, you
right
really
now.
You developed that deep emotional connection already?
The instant I looked in her eyes.
I mean, she's a good actress, so I don't blame you. Trying to find her name. I know her name, but of course it just slipped my mind because I'm, trying to think of her name. I'm looking it up and I'm not finding it. It's really bothersome. How have I not found her name?
Because she's a very short role.
Yeah, but she's a well-known actor. Again,
Thank
I know
you
her.
for ripping her away from me already. Jeez.
Oh yeah, Juliette Binoche. Yeah, so a lot of people were saying, like, why have her in such a small role? And one of the things that Gareth Edwards says, like, it doesn't matter if it's a big role or a small role. I want to cast really good actors in all my parts. I want every character to be top notch. I want them all to be.
Literally took 2 seconds.
Yeah, I already got it. I said it.
Oh. Well, I was trying to find it.
Way to live in the moment.
Listen.
But yeah, but that kind of was his reason saying, I want, even if it's a small role, it's like, hey, you know what? Let's give it to somebody who's going to deliver in that role, in that moment.
I thought she was going to get crushed by a boulder, like, on the way in. So she's already lived longer than I thought.
That's how it happens.
Hit and run.
I have no idea.
He limps to work.
Maybe she gets a promotion and she leaves. Maybe she doesn't die. You don't know.
Just happily ever after.
Yeah,
Ending.
She just leaves her kid and
she gets promoted to heaven.
Totally.
Oh.
Promoted to heaven. That sounds so sweet.
It does sound sweet. Too bad the way she goes there isn't. And I like right away we're already establishing that kaiju have like cataclysmic effects to the world. Like them just moving around is almost like an earthquake. That's what I like. It's that.
Yeah, they never get into that enough, except for the 2017 Godzilla. Talked about it a lot, but they never talk about like their size and stuff, like
how it affects the
how much
environment
it affects
around
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. These things
They
are.
only did when it was convenient in some of the older movies.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like Planet Monsters and all that did really well was that Godzilla's presence on the world, how would just physically moving around. Granted, he's huge in that movie, but still, I like the idea that creatures even this big moving around any kind of space and environment, it's going to have an adverse effect to it. And this movie does a really good job of showing you what happens when Godzilla comes ashore that no other film really did accurately, but they tested it out with engineers or something like
some
with
simulation.
Yeah, like something as big as him. If he was coming ashore, it would create a tsunami. So there's gonna be a great scene later on where you would actually see if something as big as him is moving towards land from the water, what the actual physical effect of that would be on the water. So it's really, really cool. Really scary to realize that them just showing up will cause millions, if not billions, of dollars in property damage. That's just them just pulling up, basically. That's basically someone pulling up to your driveway and your house crumbles. This part was always like, they showed it, it's so like, oh my god. It's one of the most emotionally heavy scenes in the movie, and it's right off the bat. And it's like, holy crap. And Bryan Cranston just crushes it, which, surprise, surprise, it's Bryan Cranston. I love how scary this would be. It's like a wall of death coming at you.
It's just gonna grind you up.
Can you imagine, having to make this decision? I know, it's just like, honestly, I think that would kind of push you over is the fact he has a son. And that would be the death of his child if he doesn't. That's the only thing that kind of, I would say, tilts you. I know it should be thousands of people's lives, but let's be real,
I'd wait a little bit, Oh god.
Yeah, and she's even saying it don't, because that is heart-wrenching. And you thought your Mondays were bad, folks.
And now, forever on his birthday.
Oh yeah, it was his birthday.
He's gonna remember this.
I mean, that is just
Oh.
I know. They give show all this stuff in the trailer, and it was just rip your heart out of your chest. I like how she accepted. She's like, it has to be this way. And I think one of the reasons I was justify her taking off the mask was basically just in case that there was some slim chance of him trying to open the door again. By her taking off the mask, she's exposing herself, and she is dead by doing that. So for sure, she made sure that he wouldn't have a moment of weakness and try to open the door. I don't even know if he could open the door, but just in case
Probably
he could,
not.
it's just just in case. Look, I'm exposed. It's. Hey, all right.
Look at the moth!
Jesus Christ.
Not this movie.
I know.
Patience. We have 5 years from this point.
I know.
Look at your window, So
So this is just from him coming to shore?
No, this isn't
what's-
Godzilla. This is something else.
What caused this? I was not paying attention to that part.
Well, yeah, it's what hatched out of that spore.
Oh.
They let that big trail. Like basically, it's seeking out radiation. So it was looking for the nearest source of nuclear energy, and that would be this power plant in Japan. So it went there. But again, just it going there to feed caused all that. And that's his character now, the boy grown up. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who became kind of more noticeable for playing Kick-Ass in the Kick-Ass movies.
Is it the second one, Kick-Ass?
No, he was.
He was in the first one?
Yeah, he played Kick-Ass. He's the main guy.
I think I'm thinking of a completely different movie
I
when
think
of
so.
Kick-Ass.
I was like, yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Rainn Wilson in a completely different movie.
Oh, you're thinking of Super.
Yeah.
No. This is a.
I can't remember Kick-Ass at all.
No, yeah, that's what he was known for before that.
Okay.
And he played.
So how old is he supposed to be here? If this 15 years later.
It's probably like in his mid to late 20s.
Like, that kid's definitely, like...
And we have, oh crap, what's her name? They played brother and sister in Days of Future... Was it Days of Future Past?
Ultron, wasn't it? Age of Ultron.
Oh, Age of Ultron, yeah, where he played Quicksilver, and she played Scarlet Witch. I'm trying to get her name. She's the Olsen twins.
The other Olsen.
Yeah. I'm so bad with names. I can't believe I remember his name.
I don't know any of these people's names.
Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah. So it's just funny. They're playing husband and wife here, and they played brother and sister like the following year. And everyone was saying it's kind of weird.
I'm sure they're.
I mean, yeah, they're
Could be that
actors. I'm
weird
just
for
saying
them.
it wasn't long before we saw them in this at the time these movies came out. Like came out a year
Maybe
prior.
They were just really close, yeah.
I mean, they were locked away in like a government evil
God,
lair facility. And didn't look like they were going to let them out anytime soon. So it's like, yo, I
They
mean,
were like, so basically we're just
So
going to
it's
play the same
part of
way,
this
right?
continuity, right?
It's weird.
listen, they always do that in movies, like, and maybe they're just more responsible people. But I have never let a phone call stop me. Every time I heard a phone go off, I'm like, well, I'm not going to hear that. The world could be burning outside, and me stepping foot out the front door could be the only thing to make the fire stop, and I'd still make it wait.
It's such a cliche thing. That's always when they're about to have sex. The phone's ringing.
It's because the movie's PG-13. That's why. If this is an R-rated movie, they would have just put that shit
Phone
on
call
silent.
after.
He would have thrown
Sounds
that
like a
phone out the
problem.
window. So now establishing too, like, that obviously him and his dad are estranged, basically, and his dad has never really kind of been able to let go of what happened and feels like
Dude,
there's something
to be
more.
fair.
Well, yeah,
To
but
be fair.
but again, think of it from his perspective. It's like, why would it be a conspiracy? Why would there be something else going on? Just, for him, he was a kid when it happened, so he was able to kind of grow up past it to some degree. He was a young kid, whereas dad was,
This is 15 years later still, though.
yeah, but his dad, that was, grown man. That was his wife. He was with her prior to, so.
Why would you not want to go back to Japan? You're a fool for it.
But again, so it's kind of showing him that he tried to move. Well, he kind of did move past it, and his dad just couldn't. Yeah, even though the irony is, his dad was actually right about everything, that it was a conspiracy and that there was more going on. But realistically speaking, in a pre-Godzilla has shown up world, why would you believe that? You know what I mean? And here we are in Tokyo, which was...
That's where we stayed.
Yep,
They
we've got...
You've been there?
Yeah, right.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
bridge they
Huh?
just showed, we've walked under it, and there was a very polite homeless man who had a nice little booth set up where he was selling newspapers.
Did you buy one?
I did not, but because I wouldn't be able to read them. All this is shot in Canada, though. I think that exterior shot was like the only kind of thing they used, but
We're in Canada.
I
Toronto?
believe or Vancouver.
Oh.
A lot of movies are shot up there. Vancouver is kind of a stand-in for like any kind of East Coast city, or like usually when you see shows that take place in quote unquote New York, they're usually in Vancouver.
He looks pretty good for 15 years on him.
I know, right?
He's holding up well.
I know,
he looked a lot crazier, more cuckoo.
They
the
should
way
have
they're
made his
talking.
hair
Oh my
longer.
god, he should look more cuckoo. He's full blown mad scientist in here.
Clearly. Oh.
Well, he's got a job too. He says I don't know if he said it already or he's going to, but he like teaches like English in Japan, so he has to kind of look somewhat respectable. But he's got some scruff. Oh, sorry. I found that amazing. 1954 cover. See, again, I know a lot of Godzilla fans, myself included, were really stoked when they kind of name dropped 54. Again, the events of 54 are very different in this film than they were in the original Godzilla continuity.
That kid was 5? I thought he was like 8.
Was he?
Apparently, that's what
So
he
he's
said.
only 20?
Well, for a guy who...
How old was he when he had that kid that they
Well,
had?
see, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Well,
Like,
look
this
at
is
it.
15 years later.
Look
He
at it
was
this way.
probably, like,
He's
8.
got a nice apartment in San Francisco. He's doing way better than the other military guy we saw in the last movie we
I
watched.
know.
Is he?
Yeah, he's speaking in a voice we can hear. He's not
He's
doing the whole
married
Batman
with a kid.
voice.
Is he doing?
He's
yeah.
married to, a beautiful woman
I'm
who's
sorry,
got a
you're right.
great job. She's a nurse in this movie. A kid that's not a complete, I'm just saying he's got his shit together. I'm not going to question his life choices. Whatever they are, they worked out for him. Good for him. He's not talking like this the whole movie. He's not going about
Thank
life,
God.
things, places. We do things.
Maybe he
Shocking.
should be, because kaiju are coming.
Yeah, well, maybe that's after the movie. After they show up, the rest of the movie's like, you're just gonna talk like Clint Eastwood the whole damn movie. Gotta go fight monsters.
I'd like to see Bryan Cranston do that the entire movie.
And again, it's interesting. This movie, it's all the outside looking into Monarch. Where now all the other films are
I
taking
know.
place within Monarch. Even Skull Island, you're following Monarch. You're with them, which I've kind of said was for me. I don't want to say misstep because I do like all this. I know a lot of people got down on Aaron Taylor Johnson's movie, say he's not a captivating character. And while I feel the focus should have been elsewhere in terms of a main character, I actually don't mind him at all this way. I think he plays his character very well, and the best way you should play this character. I just don't think this is maybe the character we should be following, given that they have people whose job is to study and find giant monsters. I'd much rather be hanging out with them. Like right now, like what are they doing? They're looking for Godzilla. Like I want to be with them. You know what I mean? But in terms of how he played this character, I feel the best way you could play this character. So,
I kind of like how you're with the conspiracy theorist dad looking for kaiju.
yeah. And again, I think a big part of the reason why they chose to approach this movie this way too is because, like I said, Godzilla was not a sure thing. They didn't know if like the wider audience was going to accept this. So I think they wanted to root this in as much reality as they could and follow characters that for the audience would feel like the everyman.
I'm
Like,
still trying to be like classic Godzilla movie.
yeah, because realistically
Like
speaking,
Americanized Godzilla movie.
yeah, like this guy is more like us than like the scientists obviously following Godzilla. So they're feeling, okay, for the regular person, this movie is going to feel a lot more approachable if we're with like, quote unquote normal people. Whereas all the Godzilla fans are like, fuck that. No, I want the guy to get his PhD in, giant monster physics. Like, I want to be with those people.
The people who created the Monster Defense Force.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
shit, I want that. And it just kind of turns out that even normal people kind of wanted that too. So hence why the films afterwards are focusing more on those people. But again, you can't blame them for not really knowing. And again, they still do a good job. I mean, these characters are still good. And I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is
My old discs.
my compact discs.
Floppy disks.
I don't think they're talking floppy disks, right?
I mean, they still call them floppies, even though they hadn't been floppy since like the early 90s.
Floppy.
Oh, God. But again, for him too, think about it. His mom died, but he kind of feels like I think he lost his dad. His mom was taken from, but I think he feels like he was abandoned by his dad because his dad, rather than
motherfucking man.
well, rather than stick around and even if you think there is a conspiracy going on, you have to let it go because you have a child that you have to be responsible for. And I think Aaron Taylor Johnson's character Ford Brody. By the way, Brody's a homage to Jaws because that was the name of Sheriff Brody. So that's the Brody family. That's what that's supposed to be. But for him,
Roads.
But for him, it's like, okay, it sucks, but shouldn't I have taken priority? Shouldn't I have been more important than the search? And if you had been, which is why I kind of feel too, if you wanted to do this with his character, maybe he should have lost his wife and kids because then he would have nothing except for the search. But because he had a son, it kind of makes him kind of a bit of an asshole dad because it's like, yeah, maybe something else is going on, but is that more important than what you still have left? And I guess that for Aaron Taylor,
is it though? Like, what if he's doing important? Like, I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't know how it ends.
but
what if he's
his
the
son
key?
still needs his dad. I think for Aaron
Yeah.
Taylor John, that's what it feels like. Mom had an excuse while she wasn't there. She was killed. You didn't have an excuse. You were still around,
What if
and
he
yet you
saved the
chose.
world, though. All right.
Yeah, but there's no real proof that he is. Right now, it's just more or less looks like his dad can't let go, and I love this. Yeah, so this whole area is supposed to be contaminated, and that's why no one lives there anymore. That's the cover story. Yeah, so right away it's like, oh, well, I mean, we the audience know he's not crazy, obviously.
Is that
But,
gonna become author?
oh yeah, there's a little Mothra kind of cameo coming up right here that I actually missed it like the first time, and everybody I knew like told me about it, and I was like, what? Where's it?
How did you miss it?
Well, you'll
How
see
did
it's
you of all people miss it.
it's not obvious. It's not Mothra herself, but you'll see what.
Ew, gross.
Like right there, the moth tank, and they added.
Oh, raw.
Yeah, or Raw looked like it was there, and they added the moth,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay. So it wasn't like Mothra was there, but it was more or less just a play on words. Oh, my old porn stash thing.
My
Look at those
floppies.
And those are like the more modern ones, too.
Yeah.
The more of those weird curved ones that can hold more data. That
But
wasn't
not
even like.
the good ones that you would like sit there and like click and you weren't supposed to,
Yeah.
but you did it.
And think about it, this would have been like
Digital.
I mean, the internet was around in '99, but it wasn't nearly what it is now. So, because he wasn't even allowed to take a photo when he left because they evacuated so long, he hasn't visually seen any kind of representation of his wife so just
Oh,
now.
that's awful.
I know.
He hasn't had like a photo from before.
No,
right?
because everything was in their house. This was their house. And they yanked them out of there. The military, the government just took them out
It's
ASAP.
not on Facebook.
Yeah, there's no Facebook, there's no Twitter, there's no Instagram. So basically, at this point, people really didn't have, and even digital photos weren't even really a thing. People still had analog pictures. So
And this time, didn't everyone keep a picture of their wife in their fucking wallet? All right. What
I
kind of husband
mean,
is he?
Maybe he dropped his wallet.
again, yeah, he basically says, yeah, they just took us out of there so fast that we literally didn't grab a single thing. So yeah, for him, that was the first time he's, I guess, seen his wife outside of the memory, which is kind of really, really sad when you think about that.
Yeah. It's one of those things, too. After 15 years, no matter how hard you try to remember, you would probably slowly kind of, not like forget what they look like, but you wouldn't be able to remember all the fine details. So,
Well, it's funny, not to
different.
get real talk, but I've had family members that I've lost, and I remember them, but when I come and look at a picture of them, it's weird because like, oh wow, yeah, that's them. You realize how blurry the image of them in your head actually is compared to a photograph. So you get used to the memory, but then when you see an actual picture of them, it's like it really is different. So for someone like that, it's like, yeah, and that's me just like going a few months without looking at a picture, whereas him, it was again 15 years.
It's a little different.
Yeah, so for him, it's really, that moment must have been just like, oh.
Depression mode and
Yeah. Again, it's a very sweet thing how you see him, he's clutching it, and, it's, honestly, for him, I kind of wonder, he wanted the data on those discs, but I probably wonders, too, if ultimately, maybe even subconsciously, he wanted the photograph. Like, more or less, like, maybe he would have been
He
able.
did say that, too.
Well, yeah, but maybe he would have been able to let
But
go.
I feel like 15 years, he's got like a vendetta.
Well, yeah, that too. But would it have been able to let go a little bit easier if he at least had something of her? And there we have our first look at something that is clearly not a normal power plant meltdown.
That looks normal. Looks man-made.
I mean, looks like every nuclear power plant I've ever seen.
Maybe they could have a spooky rave, guys.
Oh, here it come. The beat's about ready to drop.
Oh, God.
It turns into a shitty dubstep rave. It's like, God damn it.
Just the lights and the smoke hit, and just
There's a DJ up
movie
there
goes down a turn that no one wants.
that nobody wants. You see the whole cast just walking out, even they didn't want it. Like, eh. And Dr. Serizawa, played by Ken Watanabe, is a homage to Daisuke Serizawa from the original Gojira from 1954. The scientist in that film who creates the oxygen destroyer is Dr. Serizawa, so the name is an homage to his character.
Interrogation in a supply closet.
Which is funny too. You can tell this is a kind of an unprecedented thing for them, so they're not prepared for like an this is not a slick.
Where do you interrogate the old greasy man?
Well,
The
yeah.
supply closet.
Well, again, it's like they don't really have a cause for this kind of thing. It's like, oh shit, someone actually got in and showed up. What are we doing? Fuck,
yeah, they're
I don't
all
know.
looking through the glass at him like it's.
Which
They've
begs
got
the
the one
question,
way.
why is there a one-way
There's
glass?
not a one way. They're just looking at him, right?
Oh, okay.
I think yeah.
Yeah, that's no. It's just a window.
And apparently a lot of this was ad-libbed. Like, Bryan Cranston did most of this, like, off the cuff. Like, he knew the basic jux of the scene, what he needed to say, but all this here is pretty much just him firing from the hip.
Depression mode and gay.
I know, you just feel bad for the guy. Yeah, I love these two in this movie. They don't get it nearly enough like time in the movie, but they are my favorite characters so I'm so glad they're back in the next movie, because I was always saying too, if you have to bring anyone back, those two, because they have the most interesting job in the world. It's the oh shit moment when someone takes off their glasses.
Yeah.
Every time someone takes off their glasses, that's the moment, like, my God.
See, I think it is a one-way mirror or glass because he's not like focusing on them. He's kind of.
Unless maybe they intended that
It's
to be.
fucking a supply closet.
That's my point.
They might have just converted it just in case, but they said, well, realistically, we're
guys,
probably never going to have to use this, so whatever.
We're
Just
gonna replace the normal glass with some, one-way.
That's
Yeah,
probably what
yeah.
they did. Like, just in case, we'll make this the quote-unquote interrogation room, but let's be real,
Oh,
we're never
yeah.
going to use this, so don't bother cleaning it out. Yep, well, now this is happening.
What is this thing?
It's a cocoon.
Oh.
So this thing has been gestating for 15 years. Basically just feeding up.
Why
Basically,
did they just let it? That was always my question.
well, because they really didn't know that it was doing that till this time. They don't know why it's set up shop here. Basically, yeah, it's like a parasite that just fixated itself on a food source and has just been feeding itself as to grow. And once it's got enough, that's it. You know
Yeah,
what
once
I mean?
I saw anything like Eldridge looking like
I know,
that, I would
right?
have set it on fire.
Time.
She's like, nope.
Well,
We're
they
not
have.
gonna study that.
Well, that's their job.
To me, it looks like it's gonna like open to a big portal to like some dimension of hell that no one wants to go to.
But that is their job, so they probably think this is kind of dope. Like, hey, guys,
Oh yeah,
we got one.
You're right. Thinking from their point of view, like
Yeah.
most of them. Hey, look, I'm working on alien and shit.
And he feels bad because again, they want to understand these things. What these things are is incredible if you think about it. So for him to have to kill it
At
is
least
like,
if it was actually contained, the fact that they never built around it.
well, they basically did this. This was kind of like,
Yeah, but it's out in the open.
well, yeah, but the thing
That's the
destroyed a
question.
power plant. Like, what could you contain this? Like, what would you build? Like, they have like a fail
Let's
safe where,
build some sort of weird like dome roof over it.
Maybe just collapse it.
yeah, they basically have to have like if it gets loose, they have to be able to.
Plus, it is like how did nobody ever go flying in an airplane or helicopter.
Because it's
to see
completely sectioned off. They cordon off airspaces where you are not allowed to go. They have patrolling
that.
airspace.
What about satellite photos, mister?
Well, who controls the satellites? Not you and me, not regular Joes.
Hackers?
Have you been on Google Maps before?
I know, right? That's what I was thinking. Fucking Google Maps.
Oh wait, this is
You know how
1999,
much shit
right?
they found on Google Maps? Like, hey, look at this strange thing we found in this place.
Something tells me they've. Oh,
It's yucky.
they got this thing on lockdown.
Oh, it's the little baby. Oh, that's bigger than I
Not
thought
little.
it was.
It's the not little baby.
That was just his little arm. He was just like holding it up there to.
And I love how just like the EMP.
Ooh.
Now, some people said here, if this thing is millions of years
I like how the
old,
door's
why would it
open.
need an EMP? There would be no technology where it's from. And something I guess got cut out of the movie. They explained that it's meant to cancel out Godzilla's atomic breath.
Oh, really?
It's like defense mechanism.
That's
So
kind of an important thing to
yeah,
look at.
because they accidentally got rid of it, but they just we were saying like, why would it need an EMP? There's no tech back then.
For the story?
But yeah, but basically, it's like it's meant to kind of cancel out the atomic breath.
You know, it doesn't need a reason to have an EMP. It could just have one.
I love this. I just stomping. It's like boom.
Having a hissy fit.
And one of the way Gareth Edwards shot, basically when he shoots out the kaiju, we see all the kaiju stuff is kind of shot from our perspective, how we would see it. Which again, some people really like, some people really don't. But you're not going to see a lot of big action shots. It's always going to be kind of shots
this
of
guy's kind of point of
how
view.
we would realistically see it if we were there. Which it works to some degree, but there's also points where it's like it works. I feel as
What
a
is he
detriment.
sitting in again? I forgot.
Oh,
There's
like a
Jeep or
truck.
something?
Yeah, some kind of just thing. And this is meant to be the scene from Jurassic Park where the T-Rex is like running his hands over the electrified fence to find out that it's not electrified anymore. That's what that little shot's supposed to be. So you see the two big fingers going up to make like look like the T-Rex's two fingers. I didn't even realize that till he like in the commentary or interview he said that that was my little Jurassic Park shot. There's a lot of
there's a lot of like really Jurassic Park feeling moments in this movie.
Yeah, well, he even said to you, it's one of his favorite movies. So for him, he kind of wanted to do little homages to that kind of thing. Ooh.
Ouch. That's why you buckle up. How did he wouldn't have known Ford was in there? How did he?
I know some people ask that, and I'm kind of like, again, I don't know. I just went with it. It's one of those things where it just go with it. Like,
man.
There's so many things in movies. If you really nitpick, you're gonna be like, how does that work? How does that work? Oh, and it's gonna get frustrating as hell. So I just like, you know what, people, if it's not a detriment to the story, don't worry about it. It's like, hey.
I don't like those legs. They're very spidery.
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty gross looking. He's like a cockroach thing.
Oh yeah.
It's nasty.
And if any of you guys are wondering, this is an original kaiju. This is not something from any of the existing films before, because Godzilla himself was expensive. So before they spent more money on acquiring the rights to license and use other existing Toho kaiju,
They could have made it the
They-
giant mantis. What is his name? Like
Kamacuras. But again, they would have had to have paid for that. That's the whole point.
How expensive could Kamacuras be?
Well,
Like some of
Toho charges
those-
a lot of money. I mean, Toho charged them a lot of money for Godzilla.
Yeah.
So before they spent more money, they wanted to make sure that, again, this was a viable commercial property. So let's see how people accept Godzilla. And if people accept him and this movie does well enough, okay, we'll spend some more money. And, of course, now they're spending a lot of money because they got Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah. But, you know.
Like your giraffe calendar.
See, I kind of feel she has one of the most heart-wrenching jobs in this movie because a lot of people say, oh, she just stays at home. I'm like, no, think about it. You have to basically put up a brave face for your kid while you're wondering if your husband's alive. And essentially...
That's the husband job's more harder there,
Well,
right?
no, but I'm just saying, like, imagine just not knowing.
Emotionally difficult.
Yeah, so I'm just saying...
He has shit flying everywhere. I think he has some emotional difficulties.
Well, and his dad just died. That's
It's like,
true.
she's got it the hardest, cut to shots of him ducking and being slammed around like, son of a bitch!
All she's got to do is comfort her 6-year-old kid.
Also,
I think she's got it.
Have you met 6-year-old kids?
Yes.
They're pains in the ass, man. I'll take the giant monsters. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking also like nowadays you just give them an iPad and 6-year-old kids.
Yeah, just go on Google.
Well, this is 1999. Everything's different.
Well, right now this is present day.
Oh, this is present day now.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Give that kid a fucking iPad.
I'm not paying attention at all. Jesus Christ. Yeah, give that kid an iPad.
So now the U.S. government is assuming control. So basically implying to like Monarch is basically allowed to kind of operate in secret as kind of this third-party entity. So long as it doesn't have any... And basically they're just like the basement dwellers. I kind of feel like, yeah, we know the monsters are out there, but, you know, whatever. They're not finding them, so just let them do what they want. But the second now, like, oh, you found them, and there's actual repercussions to the world, then the governments get involved. Like, okay, now we're going to take you guys...
They're like a brand new organization trying to figure out what the fuck they're actually doing.
Because again, they know the monsters are out there, but no one's seen them. It's like Bigfoot. It's like, okay, someone says it's out there. Great. Well, we spotted Godzilla in 54. Have you seen it since 54? No. Even though...
I mean, in theory, these things shouldn't be hard to find, you know.
But although now Skull Island is a continuity, so they have found something since 54.
You were right, and I was a terrible son, because I didn't believe you.
So this is the part of the movie that pissed off a lot of people, because Bryan Cranston was billed as the big star of this movie.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg, you know, in a Godzilla movie. He's our lead, right?
Don't tell me this is the last thing we see of him. I hate you. Don't do this to me.
I'm not doing it to you. Gareth Edwards did this to you.
To us.
Gareth Edwards and what's his face who wrote the movie did this to you.
Oh, he's dying? No!
Yeah, no, he doesn't get like a fucking paid vacation to the
I thought you
Bahamas.
said he was gonna like leave.
Thank you for your service, sir. Go enjoy a Mai Tai on a beach. No.
He looked fine there, you know.
Yeah, he got some internal hemorrhaging.
Yeah, no. I was really pissed when we first saw this. And, well, everyone was, but...
Well, it's funny. Bryan Cranston even said too. Apparently, after the movie came out, he's like, he told him apparently, like, yeah, I think it's a mistake for my character to die because of the way he's built up. And I kind of feel that even if you're going to kill him off, I think he should die at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a little too low because basically he still doesn't even know what's going on, and he dies. So he didn't really get justice. He didn't really. I mean, I guess he kind of got vindication. Yeah, there was something going on, but he doesn't even get to find out what it was before he gets taken out. So it's like I kind of feel like he should have been with us to this point, and then in the final conflict of the film, he, you know,
they gave us so much. Like he has so much fire to like find this thing and figure out everything that's going on. And now he's dead.
I feel like basically something should have happened where he basically sacrificed himself to save his son's life.
So that his son has more of a fire or something.
Yeah, or basically his son
more
now.
Reason,
his son has now basically, you know, I wasn't there for you when you needed me, but I'm going to ensure that you're going to be there for your son. Basically, that kind of. I think that would have been the way to do it, but alas, that's not the way it went. And by the time this movie came out, Breaking Bad had reached an all-time high in terms of popularity. So when they probably put him in the role too.
To be fair, it's the way every commercial like focused on him.
Well, yeah, because now he was.
What are you going to focus on?
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston was such
Bryan
a huge.
Cranston.
Yeah, so if this wasn't Bryan Cranston, I don't think people would have minded as much. But because it was Bryan Cranston, I was like, oh. And right now we're going to kind of... It's cool because we're going to basically learn about...
To 54.
Yeah.
Did you cream your pants when this started?
Yep.
Scene started when you...
Because again, this is establishing this new continuity for Godzilla now. Explaining who he is and what he is in this continuity.
Holy shit.
Yep. I loved... Yeah, so basically this is a cool twist. The hydrogen bomb tests that, you know, were supposed to be like, you know, what mutated Godzilla in the original one are in fact what were basically trying to take him out.
I lived like it.
See, I think this is a really cool mythology. I dig it. Wait for it. Hell yes! Goddamn right you do! I love that. Like, just that scene when he says, and Ken Watanabe was adamant that he, as a Japanese man, needs to pronounce it Gojira. At a later point in the movie, he does say Godzilla, and it's weird hearing him say Godzilla. It just felt wrong. He even said, our first introduction, when we introduce his name, it needs to be Gojira. We need to say it right. You know what I mean?
Now I just really want to hear him say it the white man way.
Oh, he'll do it later on, and it's just weird when I hear it. I'm like, that's just the white man way. That's a good point too. It's like
that's art. Well, I was gonna say, to be fair, they already had evacuated everybody around it, saying there was radiation. So if they actually,
if there was a time to do it,
yeah.
But at the same time, though, that's the kind of stuff that would go into the water. I mean, if you look at the irony, is
everything.
I mean, this film actually came out after the Fukushima event too, and you look at what happened with that reactor when they had a meltdown. It got into the soil, it got into the water, it got into the animals. It gets into everything. So, if that's the thing too, like, and this thing is mobile too, so who knows how far it would actually take that radiation with it. So, they did have a valid reason, maybe not just killing it outright. Because,
to be fair, it obviously must have grown this big. It's not like it was this big the whole time, so I'm sure it would have been less awful.
But at the same just points where like, we should probably do something about this. Yeah. This is getting out of hand.
But at the same time, think about it, and I'm sure there's guilt on their part for this too, and they probably feel it, but I'm sure there's a part of them too that was fascinated by this. Like yeah, but they didn't want to kill it.
It's my little baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, for them, this is what they do. This is what they live for. So their first thought, it's like, it's kind of like if you discover, a new island somewhere, and you're like, oh, what's your first thing you want to do? Let's carpet bomb it. It's like, no, your first thought is going to be like, study it. Like, this is fascinating.
But when it looks like that, I mean, if there's any talk of spores, ooze, tentacles, that thing needs to die.
It needs to die. And I love how they established Godzilla, because people were saying, how is Godzilla going to be not a nuclear mutant? How are you going to establish it in this new mythology? I like how they say he is the order to restore balance. He's the power to create balance in the world. That basically the reason why the world isn't overrun by monsters is because he is this alpha predator. He is basically that which keeps all the monsters at bay. So he is content with just living by himself, being very, uninhibited. But if other monsters rise up, that's when he rises up. So it's kind of implying the reason why we haven't been taken over by monsters yet is because of him. He's always kind of been there as like a watchdog, like a safeguard. So it kind of plays with what we were always saying with some of the other films too, where Godzilla isn't defending or attack, he is territorial. So if we're kind of in his territory and there's something else coming in, as long as we can get out of the way, he can work to our advantage, basically, because he's going to destroy whatever is trying to destroy his territory.
He just wants to save the Earth, because that's where he sleeps.
Well, yeah, basically, again, he's a big territorial animal. He's basically, this is my house. No one's going to come in and take my house from me. So as long as we're content with just living as ants in his house, all right, just stay out of his way. When he comes ashore, get to a bunker, and basically just wait for him to pass by. And that's our life. That's how we have to live our life, just in his shadow. So it's kind of a cool way of thinking about it. But because he's millions of years old, he could basically have not surfaced for thousands of years, and for him, that's like a week. But for us, that's like the whole of human civilization, basically.
Yeah, motherfucking Titan.
I know, right? This kid shifted. This kid's like, I want to fucking snatch some wallets.
Or toys.
I mean, yeah, it could be that.
Ian. Or just shut. Oh, I thought he shut the door on.
He's like,
I'm getting out now. Okay.
Here's the thing.
Yeah?
We've seen, a few times we've been in Japan, you see, like, freaking kindergartners on the subway by themselves.
This isn't Japan. This is Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. It's a whole different subway system. You don't fuck around.
Have you met some American kids All right.
Yeah, no,
They
American
can't
kids
spend
would
a
be
second
fucked.
away from their mom.
Yeah.
Because if I do, I swear to God, I'm
It is
gonna
weird though. Why
fucking
do you
kill
go to
you.
Honolulu? That was the one thing I always was questioning. Like,
It was
why
because it was the nearest airport to where the aircraft carrier was. Because they were in the Pacific, the aircraft carrier. So they took it from the aircraft carrier to
I
the
forgot
nearest.
they got in the carrier.
Yeah, so from the nearest place on U.S. soil would have been
Why not just
Hawaii.
fly back from? Okay.
Because they were putting him on a commercial liner there. They just,
Also, he must be in the path.
What?
That's Godzilla. Spoilers.
What?
What?
What are you saying?
Listen.
Was that a reference to something? He must be on the path.
Saying he's gotta be in the path.
Oh, the path of this thing. Oh,
Yes!
okay. I thought you were referencing something. I'm just kind of because we
No.
were just looking at it like, do you know what that means?
No,
Does that mean something?
it's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I was like,
Fine.
was that something in Kick-Ass that I don't remember? I don't know.
This is Hawkeye.
We're going back there now.
He must be on the path. That's gonna be a thing. Let's never. He must. Yeah, I'm gonna milk that one for a little bit.
But why?
But why?
Now you're on the path.
Ew.
Yeah, ooze. Get rid of it. Wait, you didn't notice that thing before walking
know,
up to it?
Oh, I mean, it's pitch black in the
That
jungle.
looks like a giant flower penis just like waiting to
Yeah,
do bad things.
Yeah, but it's
waiting to do bad things.
but it's
It's a giant flower penis.
You get what I mean.
And how did you not hear that is the bigger question, because it's fucking right there.
so I love that it's just eating a nuke. By the way,
Oh, that's a nuke.
yeah, these things are that badass. They eat nukes. So again, I like now basically Monarch as because think that his whole life has just been working in secrecy for not his whole life, but like basically.
Oh, majority, I'm assuming.
I mean, there was a graphic novel they released called Godzilla Awakening, which I don't know if it's considered canon. But yeah, basically in that comic, his dad was working for Monarch before, and his dad was obsessed with Monarch. So for him, it's kind of this family obsession.
Is it very cliche?
Well, yeah, he basically got absorbed into the whole thing because his dad basically died on doing this job. So yeah, right here you're gonna see what happens when something gets over 100 meters tall. Just swims up.
I like how that little girl was just like, the fuck is this?
The fuck is this? The fuck is that? Yep, something as big as God. You think Godzilla's coming ashore? Send the guys with machine guns. That'll do it.
Dispatch the helicopter. It's got it.
Dispatch the helicopters to drop the guys, not the helicopters, the guns. No, just the guys with the guns.
They're the best guys we got.
Okay.
They've never failed a mission. Okay.
Okay. I believe you.
So are the guys that were on the ground just watching him eat this? Or did they just kind of leave?
Yeah.
I guess they're just
What,
watching.
what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I just like how they all walked up to him and they're all surprised now
Hey,
he's
guys!
right there. It's the giant thing eating a submarine right next to you.
Boom.
Who does that when he moves?
He drops the bass. Or the beat. Shut up.
Huh. But again, I like how this thing's power literally can wipe out our civilization. Just destroys their technology, basically. In a matter of seconds, it reduces. In this moment, we've been reduced to the Stone Age. No high-tech gear, nothing. It's boom.
Okay, this is gonna sound really terrible. But I'm like, why is this kid so trusting of him? What happened in Stranger Danger?
I don't know.
If I got separated from my parents...
I mean, you gotta...
He didn't graduate from DARE. Okay, right here. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, I know.
If you get separated from your parent, there's always one adult that's your temporary parent.
And I like
and then
people
I'd be
who...
like, Stranger Danger, get the fuck away.
But look at this.
I know. I would be running. That is not normal people.
And people who live in Hawaii, they would know about this too.
Well, to
like,
be fair, this looks like a fuck ton of
Tourists.
tourists.
yeah, but still,
front
like
of
this is after the tsunamis that were like it was in Indonesia like years back, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So people know what a tsunami looks like. And this still would have been after
God.
Japan.
Everyone's so relaxed right now.
Mm.
I can't. Shit's about to hit the fan.
Oh yeah, because you never seen this.
Yeah, I forgot you hadn't seen this.
I know. Look at that! Look at that! 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit!
Like that's how far apart his back is. And at the time, this was the biggest Godzilla. And I'm pretty sure pound for pound, he's bigger than Shin. Shin is taller, but he is physically more robust than
That
Shin.
looks cool.
Yeah.
He was kind enough to go under.
Look at the people on
I
the
know.
deck, and look how big. That's his tail, by the way. You saw. That's how wide. Look at that.
I like how he's respectful to them.
Well,
Who
think about
does
it.
this
If you're
to a dog,
if you're
by the
swimming in the
way?
water, you're not gonna run into
If you
something.
do this to your dog, you're a trash person. Never leave your dog unattended. Run, puppers.
Okay, this is him just coming ashore. That is him just coming ashore. He's not even on the shore
I
yet.
was not scared.
And he's causing millions of dollars, billions of dollars in property damage. Just from,
Yeah, Godzilla can't be the protector we need. All right, we need a new one.
he's not the
too
protector
big.
we want, but he's the protector. Look at that. Boom, just wiped out. But probably the last time he came ashore, well, it's the 50s. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is...
And then in a second here.
Goodbye. It's like, god damn. And the best part is how oblivious they are to all this. Like, they just don't care. This part's good.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I feel like there should be a lot more screaming right now, though. And the fact that these guys were just behind him with their guns, I always was just like, what the fuck? Like,
And look, just no reaction from
Yeah.
Godzilla. Just like zero fucks given. He probably doesn't even realize
doesn't
he's
even
being
feel
shot.
it. Yeah, it doesn't even affect him.
He probably did. Yeah, he probably literally didn't feel
It
it.
just feels like the debris hitting him from all the buildings.
Imagine if
falling.
a bunch of gnats just start spitting on you. You wouldn't even know it's happening. And that's what I love in this movie, that he's just not reacting to us. He just does not care. He doesn't, because he doesn't have to.
He has no need to. He doesn't even feel it.
Exactly, that's my point. We are literally not a threat to him. I mean, he took a nuke. That's why I said, why would... It's almost like, to me, suicide sending the soldiers in, or dangerous, because we know that we nuked him point-blank range in the face, and it clearly didn't kill him. So what are you going to do with guys with machine guns? Like...
We've had this talk though. You gotta, as a government official, you gotta show some face, like you're doing something.
guess.
Maybe that's why they only sent a helicopter.
Evacuate. That's what you should be doing. Evacuating.
I'm just...
Helicoptering those people out. That's what I would have been doing.
See, he's respecting the rail.
I like how
layer.
sneaky this monster is. Like no one knows where he is. He
He's
just
like the
appears.
Cloverfield monster.
Yeah, he just appears
Well,
everywhere.
to be fair,
He
even
wants-
Godzilla didn't, cause a lot of...
Well, because he just washed up. Yeah, but when he got on shore, he should have got noticed. This is like the best Universal Studios ride ever waiting to happen right here. I'm sure he's fine. They're
Yeah,
fine.
they're all fine.
I'm sure there was a convenient pile of pillows right underneath.
Gotta catch a little shortstop.
I love this
That's him
bit.
peeing. He's so scared.
Sasuke just like... That's like everyone fucking peeing their pants.
It's got a weird human butt. The Muto, I've never really noticed, but it's got a very humanoid...
Don't
Yeah.
make me see
And then-
things I can't unsee.
I know,
Okay.
right?
I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna look at his butt.
I
love this
just
bit
never
right here.
really paid attention to its backside, and that's kind of what it looks like.
And just for scale...
Your flight's been canceled.
Yeah, I don't.
Boom! I love it shuts everyone up. They're like, oh shit! Wait, look at that! Look at that!
My God, he's so thick.
And cut. I just pissed everyone off.
Why?
The cutaway, because everyone's...
No, why would he do this? I don't give a fuck about you, little boy!
Watch this. This part's good. This is the only cutaway that I like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of shows it like this.
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with this.
It's a good laugh. And Gareth Everett said this is his favorite bit in the movie. It makes him laugh because everyone's expecting a 15-minute like big action sequence, and it just cuts to the TV. But realistically, this is how we would all first see Godzilla. If this realistically happened, this is how we would see it. Like on the news, we'd be like, "The fuck."
Let's be real. Most of us would know that shit as it'd be like Facebook Live, you know.
Yeah, but this happened at night, so you're sleeping and this and that. So when you wake up in the morning, first thing, yeah. So again, I didn't mind this first cutaway because it kind of works.
He's like, I guess you're my child now.
Because the world is just it's almost like the world is waking up to the realization that Godzilla exists. So
Excuse me, take this child from me.
this child nearly almost got me killed.
Hey, I have a child to drop off here. Will you take this child
I'm
from
trying
me?
to.
Is this
not
like the
steal
Goodwill
this
for
child.
children story drop off? You guys take kids, right?
Donations?
He's in good condition. You can take him.
That's awful.
Yes, it is. I am an awful person, and I live with that every day. quite comfortably, actually. All's well that ends
Don't
well.
even get a thanks. Fuck you guys. Saved your kid.
He said it wrong. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, we fight monsters."
They
No.
get the seaside service.
Well, it's all. And I love this bit right here. They're just following along because what else can you do? And I love this too. Like in a lot of the Toho films, when the military would get this close to them, there'd be a fight in the ocean. Godzilla is so like no fucks given about us. Like he doesn't even care that we're right there. He just does not care. We are literally of no threat to him whatsoever. That he doesn't even bother acknowledging us there. And some people thought that was like, oh, it doesn't feel like Godzilla, that he's not attacking. He doesn't need to. He does not care. That's how much we matter to him.
He's just there to get that sweet, tasty radiation ass.
Yep. And again, that's how they incorporate Godzilla's nuclear kind of mythology as a predator. It's like, these other creatures have nuclear energy in them. So if Godzilla's going to feed on something, he's going to feed on them. Which also explains to in the other films, too, like in the Toho films, where Godzilla is eating nuclear reactors. Well, if there's no nuclear creatures around him, how is he going to get nuclear energy? A reactor. But if there are other creatures with nuclear energy, it would make sense why Godzilla would go after them, too, because he can just get it from them. Again, with the machine guns. What? No. Yeah,
Are we gonna walk around without guns? All right.
We live in a world of giant monsters. You might as well be walking around with a fucking slingshot at this point. Like,
Water pistols.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, what if he swallows you and you don't have a gun?
Well, you could just have a fucking rocket launcher if he swallows you, and it's not going to make a difference. So you might as well just have a super soaker in your hands.
I'd feel better with the gun.
Oh, well, that's good for you as you get swallowed by a giant monster.
I'm not going to make that joke. Never mind.
So I love how they stored this thing at a nuclear containment facility because it's just that radioactive. I love this bit right here.
It's like opening the heavens.
I'm pretty sure you guys could have just looked on the outside.
Well,
It's
it's the whole facility is inside a mountain, so
it was.
Well, yeah.
We're too late. Our guns would have totally helped. Oh hey, I need my binoculars to see that.
So now we have
Look
Yeah,
at
that
butt.
guy's.
Did you think it?
She stole your thunder, dude. Come on, where were you on that one?
I can't even remember what I was about to say
I'm
at all.
sorry. I'm sorry. Just so distracted by his booty. Surprise! That's his voice.
So yeah, some people didn't like how in this shot here, where a lot of what we see of the destruction is on screens and camera. Again, going back to he wants us to see the monster destruction the way we would see it, on a screen. But again, it works early enough in the movie. But again, it's for instance, here I would have loved to have maybe a bit more of an action sequence of a monster destroying a city.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, and this is Las Vegas too. We've never seen a giant monster destroy Las Vegas. I don't think so, anyway.
That was a cool little scene, though. You just see the line through the building.
Yeah. Right here, we see that epic shot on I would have liked to have cut to a shot of maybe this happening. We're, Two became of age.
Gross.
Two, he's old enough to buy her a drink. She's like, come back when you're a little older kid. He's like, okay, I will. I'm gonna go in this here cocoon. When I come out, I'm gonna be a man, real man, and then you'll love me. Then you'll love me.
God.
I'm scared.
No.
And now we need to have the Godzilla dating game, where they, Godzilla's the host, and
then just nukes him with his fire atomic breath.
Those two are the ones playing the dating game. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'd like you to stop.
I'm done.
You're upsetting everyone here.
He's got his butt to show off, okay?
He's like, sup, girl? Check out my fun ass.
He's got his wings, so he kind of, he's shy about it. He's like, I'll just give you a little glance.
Just lift those wings hey, girl. See that? You didn't have that before. You want that now, don't you?
Have you seen those, birds of paradise dancing?
No.
Except when he does it, he levels an entire city.
Yeah.
Which would have been awesome. See, I love how Dr. Serizawa already kind of figures that he's like, no, you need to let Godzilla handle this. We cannot deal with this.
There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Nothing's in our hands anymore.
And again, the military wants to use nukes, he's like, this is a bad idea.
If Godzilla had a gun, this wouldn't have happened.
God damn it. Now I'm just thinking of a movie where they try to make Godzilla a gigantic gun.
I love this.
Godzilla?
yeah, that's what it is.
No, I'd like the idea of them making him like a big rifle. No, just regular Godzilla.
By the way, how old is his dad, though, if his dad was there when the bombs...
I know.
Yeah. But it's still a poignant moment where it's basically saying, nuclear weapons only beget more nuclear weapons. And now, because we entered the nuclear age, these monsters came back. That's why they're here. So you want to basically fight fire with fire, but we're just going to make this matters worse. If we bring nukes into this, we're only going to incur more of a wrath. So he's basically trying to say, listen, don't...
So, okay.
You can sometimes fight fire with fire, though, right?
Yeah, but not when you're not going to use that's basically saying here we're going to fight these rampaging lions by throwing stakes at them.
I mean,
that's kind of what they're doing.
Red blood.
I know.
Is bad for you.
Oh no, there's a shark in the water with me. I know. Let's distract the shark by pouring a gallon of blood around me in the water with the shark. That'll clearly confuse it.
It might. There might be too much blood. See what I'm getting at here? Maybe they can be over-radiated.
How is it, he probably doesn't just have all those papers on him, considering everything that's happened. So why was he able to just come along in the military?
I mean, unless...
That's how the military works.
Unless he's got, a secret butt tattoo that's, a barcode.
Well, I mean, they could, look him up by his...
thorough passage everywhere.
Well, look at his social security. I'm sure you look him up and you see he's active in the military. I mean, I get the sense that right now they need...
They're like, yeah, we don't care. Come along. You're probably going to die.
Oh, so you want to come. Okay.
We thought we were gonna
That's not the answer we've gotten so far.
We thought we were going to have to kick in the draft again, but shit, all right. And again, I like how like I said, they don't have an electric timer set up because, again, they can't bring it near them. So, I love how this whole mission, they have to use analog tech. Again, basically these monsters, by being here, are knocking us back, a century. Essentially, they're our biggest defense, our asset is our technology, and they're basically kind of rendering a lot of it this moot. See, this is kind of what I was saying a little bit like in a Cloverfield, where the guy was trying to find his girlfriend, or the girl he hooked up with once, or whatever. And
That's not the case this time.
Yeah, but this guy, and again, it makes more sense for him to be there, because at least when I was playing that movie, it was like he was just a guy. Where at least here he's active military, and because he is a bomb expert, he can provide some expertise to this mission. So
he has clout.
Yeah,
Being
it makes more
expert.
sense for him to be there, whereas the other guy was just, hey, I'm a guy. At least his being there furthers the plot, whereas realistically, those other people, then I was like, well, why are we following them? Just, yeah, his girlfriend's out there. There's a lot of girlfriends that are trapped in the city. We could be,
Just their whole relationship in that movie was just very weird. To be like, I'm gonna risk everything to save you.
Yeah, this guy's got a wife, a kid. It makes sense. Like, if I was in his position, I would be trying to do the same thing, military or not. But by him being military, it helps the plot from an entertainment standpoint. So, as I drop my cap of Gatorade. But think for her how scared out of her mind is. Like, every time the phone rings, she's like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't know, like, when she hangs up, is that the last time I'm going to talk to him? Again, I know there are some people saying, oh, she's not a strong female character. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know the shit she's going through right now?
Right, she's fucking at her job working instead of fleeing. That's what I'd be doing.
Saving people while taking care of her son. It's like trying to make sure he doesn't freak out. I'm sorry. She's got to... At least his objective, it's clear. He's on a mission. He's going in soldier mode. Go. She's got to keep it together while, like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry.
I still don't think those two are anything comparable.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a hard job. I'm just saying, for better or for worse, he's trained for this, more or less.
Man, gotta give it to this news team. They already got a fucking accurate model.
They are on it.
I know. Look at this. This is insane right here. Like, because the plane was just flying within the sphere, it like went down. Like, that's crazy. And that's just because it flew too close to it. It didn't attack it. It didn't swat it out of the sky. It just flew a little close and lost power. Like, that's the thing. Their presence just in the world is not conducive for us. Wouldn't it be easier just to say ASAP? Whatever. I'm not going to nitpick. I don't.
Technically, there's only one more.
Again, that's the interesting thing. Like, these are more powerful. But again, look what it'll do if we drop. And I mean, it's... I don't know. But that's the thing. You think it'll kill it, but it still might not be strong enough. Like, you don't actually know. That's the thing. It's like you're hoping that, because this bomb is stronger, the blast will kill it. Or not. You know what I mean? Maybe there are no nukes that can kill them or even hurt them. And
it's different things that can kill them, like pixies and other shit, not bombs.
Pixies. We're all gonna die. Yeah. Cue irony.
Again, where are they shooting guns?
Oh, it's clear.
Yeah, it should be real clear real quick soon. Like, what else would that have been shooting at, dude? Like, freaking bears? Like, clearly the thing's over there, like...
You just hear screaming gunfire from the microphone.
Yeah.
It's not clear.
Are we good? They didn't run into like a herd of reindeer. Like, I mean...
Reindeer with guns.
Reindeer with guns. You know, Gareth Edwards like to do a lot of this kind of stuff, like the sneakiness and again, it's cool and it's shot very well. But again, a lot of people are saying like,
hearing that shit.
yeah, a lot of people are saying
would
Each
feel it.
step, is just an echolocation of where it is.
and again, that's a lot of people are saying like you're kind of applying this more kind of creepy creature feature, what goes
monster
bumping,
thing,
which is
yeah.
cool for a creature feature. But when you're dealing with giant monsters, their presence.
But that's
is,
what they're trying to do to like reach the American audience, right?
well, again, I feel his approach to this film
Oh
was
my
it was a
God.
metaphor. Yeah, I know, right? It was a metaphor
Yeah, I don't know
for.
why you would ever go on this fucking thing.
Uh-oh.
Even without the giant monster, I would never do it. But with the giant monster especially, I'd be like,
I'd know at least 3 times I would fall and hit my balls. Like, I'm not walking across that bridge.
Again, it's.
Where does a flaming tank just come from silently like that? Oh. Where are these people?
They're on the bottom, yeah. So the other guys are up top.
Yeah. Where did that tank come from?
Why are you blowing a whistle? Clearly, whatever it did that is right there somewhere. I know a lot of people. I mean, this shot is cool, but
Yeah.
if it was right there,
You would hear it fucking
breathing,
and shit.
yeah, that's how. And a lot of people gave them crap for that too. Again, it's a cool shot, but when you're dealing with creatures,
They've done a lot of that
That's
shit
his
this movie,
leg,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his fucking leg. You fucking.
Again, they don't do that with Godzilla.
I thought he just like. They're
trying to.
He
he just was. He
just got scared, stupid.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would. I'd be
Turn
shitting
the-
and pissing myself.
Turn
right
that
now.
light off
Bro,
on that
that
gun.
light, that thing doesn't see that light.
But that's the thing.
And
Your
why
best.
is it nice enough to go under the bridge?
Well, because again,
it has not given a single fuck about any building or
Yeah.
anything.
yeah. But think about it. If you're walking
But
through
you
a
are right. It's being a sneaky motherfucker here.
But think about it. If you walk into a forest and there's a low hanging branch, do you just walk to the branch even though you could probably break it, or do you just duck under it? That's the thing. I mean,
Well, if you're Godzilla or him, because we just watched him walk through Las Vegas like that. Like that's what they do.
hey, it's a she.
It's just
It's a
they
she.
do
Use-
this
use the right
weird.
pronoun.
They do this weird thing where they try to like make these things sneaky, and they're just. It's never.
Again,
be
it
like that.
it's shot very well,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I'm okay with it.
and they're the
Because
eggs.
Bearberries. Oh,
That's its ball sack.
that's
It's-
the girl. So that's its.
Ball sack. Girls can have ball sacks.
That's girl sack.
Oh god. Again, it's from a cinematic standpoint, it's done
By the
beautifully.
way, I like how no one ever. Choo choo, motherfucker.
Train from hell.
Yeah, they never like called back and said the bridge was clear. Like that's why they initially went out here. Look, now it fucks it up. Bye bye. He might make it. Oh.
Ooh. Again. Yeah, I kind of get what they're going for, but it's like, if you do something like Jurassic Park, something like the size of a T-Rex, you can still kind of make it sneaky and ambush Predator. But when you're dealing with
But
something
these things that
are so big,
they can't
yeah.
move without shaking the earth.
That's my point. I'm just kind of
So,
like...
like some of these situations make me think like the monster like went to this position and hit here.
I
Like he's some
know.
kind of master of sneaking or something.
yeah, it wouldn't
You know?
do that, because it wouldn't even care to do that, because
It's,
it's...
yeah, they wouldn't be able to hide that well.
I guess you could make the argument, based on what they've done with this movie so far, the nature... I love he's just diving. Look at that. God damn. Fucking
I feel like all these ships would keep a wider berth.
Yeah, I would.
But
shit.
I mean, if I was on that ship, I'd keep a wider berth.
But I kind of figure because the Mutos are technically prey, that they might still have the instinct to be sneaky, not from us, but because they obviously there's things that predate upon them. Whereas Godzilla is never sneaky because he is the top of the food chain, so he doesn't have to hide from anything. Even though,
Coyote, so cute.
see, if this is Rampage, that coyote would end up being at the end of the movie. That would be Ralph. A little Predator moment, right?
And somehow, he's alive when no one else is.
Look at that dude just chilling behind him.
That guy's like, fuck, even if I am alive, I'm just giving it to him.
Yeah, I don't want him to like
I'm
take
done.
me when they show up. I am out. I am so out of this job.
I quit.
Like, nope. Mm-mm. You can keep my 401k.
Guy
Fuck
has
this.
a lot of shit on his face.
I know, it just looks like somebody threw a big old mud pie in his face.
Well, I think it's all the debris that got washed up because he went in the water. I think he literally washed ashore.
No.
It's all the sediment and crap in the water.
A long
It's
guy.
just a lot of it.
That's a lot of crap.
No swing.
You, there, him. They shoot him. Finally, our guns are good for something. Killing people, who knew? Far the fuck away from here. Where you should be going.
No, my kid needs to be here in the path.
The path. The child. The child is on the path.
He is! They are on the path!
Hashtag the path.
You're welcome.
This summer, one movie, one child on
One
the
path.
path. One path. Oh, I should have said that. Damn it. You still went up me. Even though I was trying to be ironic in a kind of non-sensitive, insulting way, you still got the better of me. Damn you, woman.
That's what I do. That's what he does. He's also on the path.
He's also on the path.
This is a long ass path for him, though.
It's a little beat up. I'm sure it's fine. It could be so scary handling that, knowing that that's a fucking like nuke.
Oh, I know. Yeah, see again. I know it. She's like.
Well, yeah, but she's gonna put him on a different path now.
Also, I like how the fact that the way she stopped it was by
Standing in front of it.
with her child.
I'm taking you off the path, sweetie. Right after I'm done with the path.
The path. I mean, like.
That's gotta be hard, though, you know.
Yeah. Taking him off the path.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, no, get off that path. Oakland. First time ever where Oakland is safer than San Francisco. First time ever we're like, oh shit, we gotta get out of San Francisco and go to Oakland. Oaktown, rough neighborhood, folks.
I can barely walk, but I'm still gonna help. Because I'm on the path.
I don't know. Really, I'm fine. Why the hell did you have them help you?
I know.
That when I heard that in the movie, that's when it finally really clicked me. Okay, it's happening. There is a new big budget Godzilla. When I just hear the actor, this really realistic, stern military type go, and where's Godzilla? I'm just like,
Oh no,
Only took
he's
like an
still
hour.
on the path. You can never escape the path.
And the year before, we saw the Golden Gate Bridge get taken out by the Trespasser, the opening title sequence for
Right?
Pacific Rim. And now we're going to see Godzilla. And it's cool. You get a sense of scale. Because if you remember where the Trespasser's head, that's, by the way, what they call that kaiju, was in reference to the bridge. And when you see Godzilla rise up next to the bridge, you're going to see how much bigger Godzilla is. Okay, real quick.
So everything's blocked, and I don't know.
Okay, I have a problem with realism in this movie. That bus driver, I mean, maybe times have changed. Yeah, fuck this rail. When I was a kid and the bus drivers were, like, yelling at us to be quiet, they were, like, yelling, shut the fuck up! Get the shit, I will fucking pull this bus over and beat the shit out of all of you. That's back when, like, adults could talk to kids that way. So I'm just like, this bus driver, please, kids, sit down. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I used to have my bus drivers tell me.
My bus driver used to bring in brownies and, like, give us all, like high fives. And,
My bus driver used to yell at us, if you want to live, sit down, quote, end quote. The 90s were a different time, folks.
I mean,
See,
grew
I
up in
guess
the
what I
90s.
don't get here.
Well, then you had some nice-ass
I
fucking
went
bus
to private
drivers.
School, but
Why would they
Does
not
that count?
immediately start evacuating the kids and having at least like getting them off?
Well, because this Godzilla just showed up.
Well, I know, but they could still like form a line and at least try to get off the
the
bridge.
way they have that
Have
bridge
you
set
been on
up,
the
they
Golden
just
Gate Bridge?
fucked all
Have
those
you-
civilians so they can get the tanks
Okay,
on there.
I've been on the
Yeah,
Golden
I don't
Gate
think they
Bridge.
care about
yeah, the
evacuating
Golden
that
Gate Bridge is long. You don't just get on a line and walk. They would take
well,
you like
at least they'd have a chance to get out of the path. They're on the path. They're on the path.
It's too late to worry about
it
anything
takes
in
like
the path.
a half-hour minimum to walk across like the Golden Gate Bridge.
If you want to live, maybe
D would be no. You're better. off.
Oh, wait, what happened?
Godzilla's respecting the path.
I love that you're made to think this is his back and it's just his tail. Again, scale here, how big he is. Look at that. He's already over there. Like his head is already by the bridge. They think he just no. That you're there. Look at that.
Fire! Oh, that's going real well.
Yep.
Let's shoot the civilians.
So he's literally walking across, crawling across the seabed right now. That's how big he is.
See? Obviously, he's got a path. They do have one.
Yeah, he's making a path.
They just chose to not use the path.
He's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Now I'm in the most direct line of the path.
I love that shot.
Wait, their plan was to wait until Godzilla got in between both of them firing across at each other?
Now look how much taller he is.
Yeah. Use this little handrail here.
Aw, he has a little handrail.
Look at his hand. It's the size of the damn tank. Jesus. He's like, and goodbye.
So wait, where did that big old pillar go that was in front of him?
I think he just went around it. I don't know. My dream as a kid, seeing that out of my school bus window. Just boom, right through it. Look at it.
Good thing they fucking, like, now they move. I don't know.
See, here is when I feel the cutaway should have kind of stopped. They're going to kind of keep still doing them. Oh, and by the way, if you look real close on his neck, he actually has gills. They explain how Godzilla breathes underwater. They gave him gills.
I don't like that. I like thinking he doesn't even need to breathe.
Well, he needs to breathe.
Why?
You've seen him get choked out in movies before.
I just always assumed he was so big, he kind of was like a turtle where he just holds his breath forever.
Well, he can't hold his breath for thousands of years.
Well, I know. Maybe he had a secret little, underwater pocket that he
Oops.
stayed in.
I don't know. Well, why not? He has gills. It makes sense. Like, he can... Works for me. I mean, I really don't care how he breathes underwater. He just needs to breathe underwater. If you say
No,
he's
he doesn't need to breathe. So
well, he breathes.
no.
You've seen that Ghidorah choke... Well, you haven't seen Ghidorah choke him out. I've seen Ghidorah choke him out.
Yeah, he chokes him out, but it's not like he's like suffocating him.
No, he was, though.
Nah, he doesn't need to breathe.
Oh... I just love that they're just dropping out of the skies. That's creepy too, like coming out of the mist like that. Oh, he got out. This bit coming up is awesome. They will show in the trailers. Look at that.
Surprise, motherfuckers!
Perfect swan dive. That's a 10. Everyone holds up
I
the
feel like
cards.
that wave would have been a lot bigger. Him
Yeah.
crashing into the water.
It was a good dive, though.
It was a good. That was a 10. That was a
His
10.
butt. It was his power of his butt.
That streamlined ass.
Yes.
Okay, look at him just eat nukes. Looks like a stogie.
I know.
Gonna chuck on a cigar, see?
I wanted to see what happened when he took a bite out of it. If it like, exploded.
I love it. He feels like a giant, like, demonic gargoyle here.
I know. Realistically, I don't know how that would hold him up. Like,
Well, I mean, if he's built for
excuse me,
flight, he would be
model.
lighter than the female. This part, I love this. How much bigger and scary she is. Look at her.
Madam, I have a gift for you. I'm a big boy now.
Aww. brought him a little nuke.
Did their eye lights?
I know, that's cool. I'll take this. Yeah, she's a lot bigger. Damn.
Yeah, she's like 2 or 3 times.
It's like 3 times the size. Yep, now Chinatown's gonna be home to home.
Is she doing the little cat, like, biscuits thing?
Making biscuits in the morning.
She's going to Pound Town.
Oh.
She's gonna make a hole.
Well, you need a hole for Pound Town.
Gross.
Hey, it's called biology. It's beautiful. I'm sure your wife is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. Fuck your wife.
Basically, yeah, she's fine. I'm sure.
She's on the path.
She's on the path. She's got this. Ooh. Me? This scene that's coming up is one, obviously using all the trailers. It's,
one of the coolest scenes.
Yeah, and people even said too, whether they liked the movie or not, but they all said the same thing. That scene was like
the coolest.
It was an amazing scene. Like, it was shot beautifully. Again, Gareth Edwards, like the way he like shoots his films are they're very gritty, but they're beautiful looking. So he's a great visual director. So, and I think it's what has saved this film for a lot of people who took issue with not seeing Godzilla enough, or how they shot the monsters up to the end anyway. But when people agree, I think they could all agree that it was still a great looking movie, and that bought a lot of points for people. Again, it's still a phenomenal looking movie. And again, I still say his approach to this movie was...
We pull a Batman, guys. That's what we do.
Yeah, we pull a Batman. I am the Knight. But again, I feel it's like a metaphor for, again, the studios, kind of wondering, is this film going to play well to a mass audience? Again, giant monsters. I mean, I know people say, oh, superhero movies do well. I'm like, yeah, but...
They're more relatable.
It's a guy still. You can see yourself... I mean, even though as a kid I related more to Godzilla, but they're playing this movie to the larger market, not people like me. So... I think they were, again, they were kind of hiding things, holding things back, just worried, like, okay, we don't want to just dump everything on people because what if they don't take it seriously? But again, people responded well to the scenes when they were there, so that now the studio's like, okay, people are fine with giant monsters, we're cool with it, let's just do it. So I actually saw an interview recently for King of the Monsters, which, by the way, at the time of this recording, the movie is not out. The movie is a little under a year away. And the director even said that, yeah, we're not holding it back.
Oh, yeah, I want more of him in the movie.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Godzilla?
No.
Well,
or Ken Watanabe?
But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to be in it, too.
Yeah.
I feel like all those windows would have shattered.
If it was Rodan, it would.
Or Mothra. Old Mothra. New Mothra is nice enough to not let that happen.
I love this part right here. I mean, I love a lot of parts of this movie, but this part, like, look at that. Fucking massive.
And that's your cue to run sideways.
Look
Get
at
off
him.
the path!
And he's ready to go, too. He's like, what's up? Bring it, motherfucker. And the only reason they know the male is even engaging in battles to protect the female, because otherwise he would be gone. Look at that. The Boba Fett shot.
Cock block.
Yeah, and they did it.
And he's dead.
There was a great meme going online where it was right before the door closed, where he had the T-shaped, and it was that shot, and then a shot of Boba Fett underneath, going, "Holy shit, it's Godzilla!" Because it looks like Boba Fett's helmet.
I know, right?
That's why people call that the Boba Fett shot, because it looks like the T visor from Boba Fett's helmet.
We got it.
Yeah. Boba Fett is a character from Star Wars, which is a very popular science fiction franchise. Although maybe not so much anymore, since apparently everyone hates Star Wars now again. I don't know. Hey, Godzilla.
I've never gotten into Star Wars.
It's okay. Apparently everyone's getting out of Star Wars now.
Best scene in the
Okay, yeah.
movie.
This music right here is from 2001: A Space Odyssey. They wanted to use, and so I love how there's a music cameo and stuff. But it's so fitting for this scene, because essentially one of the things people kind of describe this whole sequence, it's basically they're dropping into hell, like they're going from heaven to hell. So it's very beautiful here with the sun above the clouds. And then they're going to descend into the underworld where there's monsters. Yeah, this is probably one of the best sequences in the whole film, if not the best sequence, because it's just the way it's done. It was in all the trailers. And
Epic as fuck.
Yeah, no,
this is kind of sweet.
And this is one of the POV shots of the monster that works really well coming up. Normally, I'm like, we don't always need to shoot it from like our perspective, but in this case, it works really well, what you're going to see, and it's so fucking scary.
What are they even trying to do?
They have to drop into the city. Because they can't fly close enough because the planes will short out, basically. So they have to drop in like this. Like, watch, this big coming up, look at that.
Oh my god.
Again, hell. Like, look at that. Imagine seeing that. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. That would be the scariest shit ever.
You see its face, and then you see how far you still have to go.
Yeah, I'd be like, never mind. I'm not going to deploy my chute. I want to die.
Just, yeah, let the
like,
ground
fuck
take
that.
me.
I quit. He cuts the chute. Never mind. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this anymore. This is terrible. This is the worst thing in the world. I literally have the worst job in the world right now. That's so creepy. Like the...
Yeah.
Again, there are moments when Gareth Edwards shoots the monsters like this that work well. Like this whole... I like that. Like you're basically like in a den of demons. So that kind of shit works, really.
Oh my god.
I know.
And I feel like, again, it should be way shakier right here.
Well, yeah, but the problem is then it would look like the camera shaking. All they have to take certain liberties with how they film it because realistically, the movie would be unwatchable because everything would be shaking and you'd basically just shake your head really hard and watch this movie and you'd be like, yeah. You couldn't watch the entire movie like that. The whole shaky cam thing. You have to kind of pick and choose.
Cloverfield did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Again, basically, this feels more like what Cloverfield
should have been.
Yeah, like you still get some of that on the ground, real time.
But there was not enough of the kaiju in that movie.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, that's why I tell. And a lot of people love Cloverfield. That's why I'm kind of like, well, you're complaining about this movie, but Cloverfield did that way more. But I think it's
I
because
don't know if this movie's had enough of like showing it. And not, and they've done like inventive ways of showing
exactly, and this film is more creative. I think though,
I've been waiting for those specific subtitles this entire movie.
Oh yeah, we're watching this with the subtitles on, just so.
It said plopping sounds.
But I think too, it's because where Cloverfield was just a random monster.
Ew.
This is Godzilla, so people want to see Godzilla. You know, they have more expectations.
That sound is so gross.
Oh yeah, imagine how loud that is.
So squishy.
Ooh, this is all the. I love this.
Bad apes.
See here, they do the shaking. Look at that. Yeah.
I like how they're like trying to hide. I'm like, I don't think they're paying any attention to you guys. You have to realize
they're
that,
not.
Right? Like.
No, Godzilla's completely
And now
oblivious.
you're all deaf, so there's that. Literally, you would be deaf from that. Their eardrums would be broken.
You're right. This movie's completely unrealistic.
Yes,
Kill him with
damn
the
it.
sound. It just shakes their body to death from vibrating.
Oh yeah, his voice would
Induces,
literally
like,
just be
heart
like.
attacks in all of them.
Fuck you. Look at he just does it. He's like, just manhandles it. They're still doing some cutaways. They're starting to linger longer on the shots now, but it's just funny when they stop cutting. They just stop, and the movie just from that moment on, it's just nonstop kaiju action.
Yeah, maybe that's why they had Bryan Cranston die so early, so they have to focus on the character as much.
See, I feel like he should have been on the ship with them. And then, like, we lost contact with the team. Like, my son's out there. Like, I'm sorry, sir. And then he, like, goes into town. Like, he steals a Jeep and goes looking for his son. Because he basically said, I couldn't save my wife. I'm going to save my son. And yes, it's irrational. Yes, it's a suicide run, but he doesn't care. He's like, I'd rather die trying than live not, basically.
Okay, how did she magically plop perfectly like this? Like,
have you ever met a Muto before?
No.
A plop monster? That's what they do.
It's a show.
Unless it was like
They plop
a
eventually.
plop net, and she dropped that into it, and it like
Maybe it was.
She places each one with their weird-looking ball sack of a whatever she's got down there.
An egg sack?
or lady sack.
Yeah.
Or lady sack. Hashtag lady sack. And now the movie there's no more cutaways from here on out. Look at that. It's just brawling. Look at that. Look how beefy he looks, too. Nope.
Just ripping straight through that building.
Take a seat, bitch.
Yeah, run.
Hey! She's
on the path.
Look at him. Bam! Just
Elephant stomp.
like right there, it looked like
Oh, hell no, like that's
I know.
happening.
That's one thing I always was like, how is he strong enough to fucking...
Move him at all.
Yeah.
just those buildings are just.
No, bitch.
Yeah, you can see the gills a little bit if you look close.
Yeah.
I mean, they're integrated really well. It's not like they was like jarring.
I'd be like, guys, this big ass monster was, busted this thing around. I don't think it's just gonna explode.
Well, no, they're trying to pry it open because it's going to
but they
explode.
weren't-
But it's still on a timer though. It's still going to go off. They're trying to get it out of the city.
I know, but they were all like, let's carefully put it down.
Well, you don't know. I mean, again, the whole point.
Anytime I'm carrying a nuke, I'm probably gonna try to be a
A little bit careful. I mean,
Just
as one is when
All
they
those
cover
times
a nuke.
I'm carrying a
when they carry a
nuke.
nuke.
Yeah.
Burn the...
When you're just out and about
Every
carrying a nuke,
Tuesday when I go pick up a nuke from the store.
you don't just
Yes,
swing that
fucking
thing around.
Do it. I like how
That's
that
a
was
cool
nobody's
shot.
priority, apparently. Like, oh yeah, think of how bad these two are. Now imagine if you let these hatch. So make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, yeah, but they still want to get the whole point was to lure them out of the city with the nuke, so they don't want it going off in the city.
I know, but I'm saying.
Well,
somebody
yeah,
should
but-
stay behind and take care of the eggs.
Well, yeah, but and then there's more pressing matters in the meantime. Obviously, they're just curb stomping Godzilla. It's a fucking beatdown brawl. Even though I'm kind of wondering, would this be enough to kill them, in theory? Even though they're young, wouldn't they be harder? I don't know.
They're still babies, right?
I guess,
Soft,
yeah.
squishy babies. Maybe. I don't know.
Unless it's like cockroaches when they're first born, they're all soft and squishy.
Yeah, I'm imagining that's what it is. Oh,
That's
shit.
it.
Aw, poor mama.
Oh, fuck, she's mad. She's like, no! My babies!
That's exactly
Mama's coming, babies!
You sound like Dr. Roxanne.
Oh, God.
Where is it? Where's the atomic breath?
Oh, it's
Oh.
coming. They did a fake out earlier. We saw Godzilla kind of rearing up before the male grabbed him. That's what he was doing.
Oh, I thought he was just giving the camera a look.
No, you don't realize that's what he was doing until after you've seen the movie. But yeah, that was meant to be like he was going to do it, and then like he
I
got.
thought that was like where they it's just like Gojira, and he's like giving like a little like.
Now I
I
have to wait.
thought it was like a little
Like the sitcom
Look,
opening
yeah.
one where he like turns to the camera and starring. Yeah, you're gonna get it really, really, really soon. She's like, "You motherfucker, the path ends here for you."
Oh, he is the path. He has
Wait for-
become
and
the
there we
path
go.
now.
This scene in the
Never mind.
movie theater where everyone was like, because we all forgot about the breath, and then we saw that. We're like, "Oh, they're doing the breath."
Surprise, motherfucker.
I know.
That was so cool.
Boom!
I like how it was like a slow burn though, which is cool.
He's building that up. Oh, he was like, he's gonna save her. He's like, oh.
Eat shit.
Yeah, she's feeling that too. You can tell. God damn it! Son of a bitch! Okay, so they based a lot of his movements off bears right here. Look at that. Look at that. He's swiping her like a big bear. Yes, the guys at Toho, they were animating
This Godzilla looks more like a bear than any other Godzilla.
Well, they actually modeled him a little bit after a bear because they asked the suit actors at Toho, said, a lot of times we base our movements off bears because they're big and heavy, and if you basically look at a bear on its hind legs, it basically kind of moves like Godzilla. So they actually started watching footage of like bears and how they fight and move. So Godzilla is a kind of big and swiping and grasping. He's basically meant to look like a giant like Kodiak bear on his hind legs with a tail.
He's got the thickest neck I've ever seen in this one.
Yeah, well,
it's beautiful.
I think the only Godzilla that's beefier than him is Godzilla Earth in the animated films.
Oh yeah, that one's thick as fuck too.
Well, yeah, because they based that one off a sumo wrestler. But that Godzilla is kind of a whole nother league. You almost can't compare him because he's so big and just so gargantuan. So in terms of like more realistically,
that one's like a triangle. Like he's like a pyramid. His base is
But after him, this is like the beefiest Godzilla. Because again, Shin was taller, but Shin was a lot leaner by comparison. This Godzilla, look at him. Look how just massive he is. I mean, he's
surprised that guy's still in the fight.
Oh, don't get attached.
He's the winner?
And fuck you.
Oh, it's dead, isn't it?
Just in
pain.
Yeah.
Well.
Powering down.
Yeah.
You are no longer on the path.
I just love, too, how Godzilla is like,
I guess finally I'll deal with you.
And then, wait for it, it wouldn't be a Godzilla movie unless a building falls on him.
God damn it.
No. Boom. I love God. They even say Godzilla in this film is basically meant to be like an old samurai. They say he's the last of his kind, and he's still fighting the fight. He's old, he's tired, but he's just going to keep doing it no matter what. And this is a great moment. This is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. And it's...
Besides the other scene, that was your favorite scene?
Well, that was how it was shot. But in terms of this scene, this is like my moment with Godzilla as a character. In this moment, this is like...
The other one was visually appealing.
Yeah.
This is like...
This, for me, is 5-year-old me looking at my hero. Like, I love it here. He's got... You see Godzilla's intelligent. Look at him. He's just... He's tired. He's been doing this for a while. It's this little moment of... And I know this might be seem a weird term to use, but
humanity.
And Godzilla. If you want to use humanity as like a word for sentient behavior, it's like Godzilla's taking a moment, catching his breath.
Just use the little cat now.
Because you got to figure too, Godzilla's been doing this for eons, and he's probably lost people too. Godzilla probably was once had a race that were probably gone. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured Godzilla might have had a mate once upon a time.
A very clustered planet with a bunch of Godzillas on it.
Well, I don't think there was a lot of them. I figured there might have been maybe 3 or 4. Like nature just produced a small
town. Everyone knows each other.
Yeah, basically a Godzilla for each corner of the world. Yep, there they go. Basically a Godzilla for each corner of the world, and they just slowly whittle down till and I also kind of figure he is the ultimate one. Like he's probably the biggest, baddest. Yeah, the Godzilla Prime. Basically, if you were to saw the other ones, they probably would not have been as impressive as him. So he is not only the last of his kind, he is the epitome of his kind. He is the apex of what his race could be. So he's like a Super Saiyan version of them. He's like Super Saiyan. He's like Broly, basically, of Godzilla's. There was a lot of Saiyans, but there was only one Broly. There's only one legendary Super Saiyan. I kind of figured that this is what this Godzilla is. He is the...
He's the only one who made it.
To this
and
level.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
Yeah.
He's just forever on the path.
Yeah, he really is. Oh.
Awkward.
But we have the greatest KO in cinematic history, and I stand by that statement.
He's going to kill
coming up.
He's going to use harsh words and language
to kill the Muto. I love she's just like, fuck you.
Is the Saving Private Ryan scene? Oh, no.
What?
I thought he was going to start shooting the pistol and then, like, think he killed it.
Nope.
No.
Ultimate fatality. Look at
Open up, bitch.
Yes.
Oh, and the head pops off. Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at him, too. He just...
Make sure everyone knows in the area.
Yep. Oh, I love it. Love it. Say what you will about the movie, whether you like it or not, you didn't see enough, but everyone in that theater unanimously, in that moment, just experienced the best orgasm of their lives. That was like, you're just not going to top that moment. It was just, it was so just like, like satisfying. It's like, yep.
Sweet, sweet release.
Yeah, pretty much. Just tired. But yeah, he looks like a big bear just lumbering. And I love that. Like, a lot of people say he was too big and bulky. Like, Godzilla's meant to be big. He's not meant to be lean. He's not meant to be slender. Godzilla, you want to play up.
Is he taking a nap in the city?
They're both taking naps.
They both had a long day.
Because you had a hard day. That just starts playing.
But no, everyone always basically says to, like, it's like, and I've agreed to this, like, Godzilla always go bigger and heavier than lighter. Godzilla's meant to be just bulky. He's meant to be just brutish and brawny. Like, that's the best kind of Godzilla, when he's just massive. And when they would make the suits bigger, a lot of times it would impede the movement because that was kind of the thing they'd have to sacrifice. And I remember when we went to Toho.
Like, while they have this freedom to do whatever they want with
exactly.
it, they should.
I mean, when we went to Toho and we talked to like
guys, I was a boat
when we talked to the producers over there, when we were looking at the suits, we had one of the '90s suits there from they used in Destroya, and we had the Final War suit, which is a lot leaner. And we were talking about it, and they were even saying too that one of the reasons why we went with a much thinner suit for Final War is that we needed Godzilla to do a lot more movement, so we had to go lighter. Whereas the bigger suits, they look really cool, but the actors very limited what they could do with the movement.
He's pulled out of hell back into heaven.
He falls out of the helicopter.
Like, oh shit! Even though I'm kind of like, isn't that still way too close?
I would think so.
But that's the thing. We might see something in the new movie that says that
San Francisco
is like a quarantine zone now. You can't get close to it. I mean, there's that shot in the new trailer where it's all fucked up. Look at this shit. Like, well, I've seen some shit. And this reminds me of Pacific Rim too, like when the kaiju fall, like
This is in the middle of the city.
They're there. I mean, look at that! Holy crap!
Even though, again, I'm like,
is he dead?
I would not be that close.
It's like the E.T. scene where they find E.T. in that ditch and he's all white and like dead.
I've never seen E.T.
Oh my god!
But that will be a viewing party for another time, good sir. Sooner than you think.
I made it this long.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that grave error in judgment.
Oh yeah, I know what all the scenes are because of just pop culture references.
Well, yeah.
I feel like I've basically seen the movie.
And it's weird watching this. And I know it's 9/11 was a long time ago, but still, in my lifetime, having seen something like 9/11, when you see shots like this, it's kind of like... It also plays in the fact that what a disaster a kaiju is. The fact that, essentially they did more damage here than even a terrorist attack. It's
more like, this is their world, not ours. Like,
exactly.
We have to play by their world.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Remember us?
I know.
Yeah, I would have. It would have been dope to have them as the main people throughout the movie.
And for him, it's kind of hard.
Validation.
But
what? His life's work. His validation.
I love the Japanese flute they play. Just a little moment when his eyes open. And it makes him feel ancient, too, when you hear that ancient instrument, where it's like an ancient creature. You feel like Godzilla's like a part of the old world. I don't know. So it was a little touch that I remember in the theater right away. I just gravitated to.
See? Good thing you didn't wait around, huh?
Yeah. Good thing you sent your kid off the path. The path.
My point being, if she waited for him to show up, she would have been dead.
Well, she kind of did, but...
Well, that's why
She was pretty
almost
close
dead.
to being dead.
Yeah. Again, I still think this is a sweet moment. It's like, whether we feel we should have followed Ford's character as much as we did is fine. We can debate that, but I still feel something right here. I still care, and I'm glad that this family was reunited. You know what I mean? I love this bit right up here. Best news headline ever. It's awesome.
God, how thick his neck is.
I know.
He's like, fuck all y'all, I'm going to bed.
I know. I mean, this is awesome. And Ken Watanabe is me right here as a kid. Like, yep, my hero. I love it. One more. Yes! Godzilla out. Yeah, see, you can see the gills right there. That was the first shot we all noticed them really in.
There was another shot you could really
Yeah, but I think you get a good clear shot there. I love the way they make him swim too now, the big crocodile.
Yeah.
And then just like that,
He's gone.
he's gone.
Forging a new path.
There is no path anymore. Okay.
But yep, so there we go. So what'd you think?
It's good. It's good. I like Pacific Rim more and 2017 more, but I still think this.
When you say 2017, do you mean
Shin.
Godzilla: Planet of the Monsters, or you mean Shin? 'Cause
Shin.
That was 2016.
2016.
Okay. Yeah. So again,
Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
it's different. I like the Godzilla in this movie more than Shin, but I think I like the movie more.
Well, these two
They're very different. Godzillas,
go like
though.
into the background and lore and stuff of like of Godzilla a lot more than a lot of those Japanese movies.
Yeah, that's
I
kind
like
of
that part.
Yeah, well, because again, here they're basically building a new mythology, so
Yeah.
they really kind of
They have to.
Yeah, but I dig that, and they found a way
I
to
love
kind of
that part of it.
Yeah, they found a way to explain Godzilla, I think, to a modern audience that is not like necessarily the people who watch these kinds of movies, and I think it made it much more approachable. But now that people are on board, it's like, okay, now it's just balls to the wall. So from here on out, the MonsterVerse movies are just going to be just big monster brawls. So, whether you love
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think this was a good introduction, and it reinvigorated the Godzilla franchise. We got Shin because of this movie. So love it or hate it, this movie did a lot of good for kaiju films. So, but anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye bye.
Peace.